Mad Maxine. Maxine was a scavenger, roaming the wasteland in search of gasoline, water, and anything else that could help her survive. She had a rusty old car that she salvaged from a junk pile, and a handmade shotgun that she had taken from a dead raider. She had no friends, no family, no home. She only had herself and the broken memory of a long forgotten era. One day, she was driving along a dusty road. She spotted a huge convoy of vehicles coming towards her. They were painted with bright colors and covered with spikes and chains and skulls. They had flags and banners that proclaimed their allegiance to the warlord, Koksik Kazmakazi, the most powerful and ruthless leader in the wasteland. Maxine knew they were bad news. She quickly turned her car around and tried to escape, but it was too late. The convoy had spotted her, and they gave chase. Maxine pushed her car to the limits, but it was no match for the warlord's vehicles. They were faster, stronger, and better armed. They fired at her with guns and crossbows and harpoons. They tried to ram her off the road or pull her car out with a chain. Maxine dodged and weaved as best as she could, but she knew that she was doomed. She looked at her fuel gauge and saw it was almost empty. She had one last chance to escape. She saw a narrow gap between two cliffs up ahead. She decided to go for it. She hoped that the warlord's vehicles would not be able to follow her through the gap. She sped up and aimed for the gap. She barely made it through, scraping the sides of her car against the rocks. She looked back and saw that some of the warlord's vehicles had crashed into the cliffs, while others had slowed down or turned back. She smiled. She had made it. She drove on for a few minutes more until she reached a dead end, and she entered a canyon with no way out. She was cursed. She had trapped herself. She got out of her car and looked around. She saw a small cave nearby and she decided to check it out. Maybe there was something useful inside. She grabbed her shotgun and walked towards the cave. As she approached, she heard a low growl from within. She stopped and aimed her gun at the entrance. Out of the darkness, a huge beast emerged. It looked like a mutated dog, matted fur, sharp teeth, and glowing eyes. It snarled at Maxine and lunged at her. Maxine fired her shotgun at the beast but missed. The beast tackled her to the ground and bit her arm. Maxine screamed in pain and kicked the beast off of her. She got up and ran back to her car. She reached for the door handle, but it was too late. The beast had caught up with her and jumped on her back, clawed at her face and neck. Maxine felt blood dripping from her wounds. She felt dizzy and weak. She knew that she was going to die. She looked at her car one last time. It was all that she had left in the world. She whispered, "I'm sorry." She reached for the ignition key and turned it. Nothing. Everything went black.